Hello, everyone. This is the Marquis MDB, Michael Debar. You know, when I'm traveling from Milan to Minsk, I'm listening to Tom Zeus on Shout It Out Loudcast.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Oi. This is Gene Simmons. Put that cookie down. Kiss. Stop pressing the button. Stockbroker Simmons. Star? Paul Stanley. Is that what he does? Stop shouting. Ace Rail. He's not what you would call a handsome man. Oh, no. Here come the kiss times. Is that a positive thing? Okay. All right. I'm going to grab me an ice cold mellow yellow. Why do that to the fan? Stop it. Why? Because fuck them. That's what I'm talking about. 617-525-0850. You do? Hey, fucko. Do you like Kiss? Settle down.
Hello. Hey, what's up there, Kiss Army? Tom and Zeus, another episode of Shout It Out Loudcast. Episode 329. Creatures of the Night, Super Deluxe, Super Fun Time, Disc 4. Whatever we call these.
Oh, yeah. These box sets. Super Terrific Happy Fun Hour Disc 4.
Yes.
Yes.
I've been waiting for this. And the problem with this is...
Why have you been waiting for this?
You'll hear. But the problem with this is off the soundboard came out on Asylum. And then I was like, it's a little too similar. We need to let some time go by before we get there.
Yeah.
So can't wait to get to that. But man, oh fucking man.
Yep.
Did we have a great episode last week with Eddie Trunk? We called it Eddie Trunk 5.
Yep.
Kiss Alive 5. Wow. Our episodes always do pretty well. This one kind of broke the mold though, Tom.
This was huge. Yeah, this was huge.
Yeah. So it's funny because when I was talking with Eddie, remember we were talking about him, and his podcast is basically a lot of his interviews.
That's it.
And they just put it into, and he says, it takes me 2 seconds. I just say, and this podcast episode is Billy Sheehan and Madonna or whatever.
Yep.
And I was like, yeah, when I checked the numbers and stuff, you do really well on that stuff. He's like, I do.
Yeah.
So I sent him a screenshot, which I've probably posted. By the time you hear this, I've probably posted it.
Yep.
So I'm like, check it out, man. You're on 2 top 50 episodes this week.
Yep.
And his was number 46. And our episode was number 48. Top 50 music episodes in the country.
Yep.
Do you know what a fucking achievement that is?
Yeah. Well, I mean, but that's what we do. That's what we do. That's why we're the best. We break. Not only do we break the 100, we break the top 50.
Yeah, in music.
Yeah.
So, with the exception of maybe 3 Sides of the Coin, no Kiss podcast is doing this stuff. Not even close.
No. And the thing that I like about this, Zeus, when we have these kind of conversations, and we don't do this all the time, but when we crack the top 50 with Eddie Trunk, we said this before. These are statistical based claims that we're making. I mean, there are screenshots, there's data, there's numbers. We're not just telling you things for the sake of telling you things in the hopes that you'll believe it. We would never do that to you. If we were not in the top 50, we wouldn't say that we were.
No, and the reason why we get to say podcast, because we're talking about a podcast.
A podcast.
We're not talking about a YouTube show podcast numbers. We're talking podcast. We're being specific. Just like, when our book came out, for a day or so, our book was number 1 in rock biographies.
That's right.
And other stuff. And so, you're going to say, we were number 1 rock biographies. Of course we're going to do that. We were. Like, take a screenshot of it. Now you can say that forever.
That's right.
But maybe we were book number 10,500 overall.
Right.
You don't want to say that. You say what you are. And so in music, which is what all our podcasts are in, no Kiss podcast does this.
No,
it's not. So we've been saying and prior to looking on Apple Podcast stuff, we had Chartable to examine, and we could see where everybody ranks and stuff, and nobody was coming close. So that's why we were saying number one Kiss podcast, and we can continue to say number one Kiss podcast, but we don't need to say it all the time. But we'll remind you, we are the number one Kiss podcast, and we keep growing. And as always, like a shark in water, it's going to keep fucking eating and swimming around.
We never sit still, ever.
Exactly, Tom.
Ever.
And we've changed things since day one. We had our show. Then we're like, you know what? Let's do the album review show. And then, we're like, let's do some live cast. Then let's do a Zeppelin thing. Let's do Dorm Damage, talk about whatever we want. Mm-hmm. And along the way, let's add Patreon here. You know what? Let's add clips. You know what? Let's now do YouTube stuff. And I've gotten, we've hired the great Daryl Albert to help us out.
Yes.
Daryl is the man. So Daryl's been helping us take some of our videos and putting them on shorts and reels and putting them on YouTube and stuff. So he's the one creating all these and sending to us. He's been fantastic. So we're posting those up, and that's a kind of a new endeavor that we've been talking about this for quite some time, that we're going to start to do it. And he's jumped on board to help us. And we hope you like those and appreciate it. I had somebody recently say, you know what? I do like it because I get to see what you guys react in like real time when you're hearing it.
Yep.
None of us, we're all podcasters. None of us are fucking Brad Pitt in Tom Cruise that we be on camera.
Yeah,
like to experience it. I just don't know. I like seeing short clips if I'm scrolling through YouTube and stuff like that. I'll be honest with you. I do like those. I'm not watching a podcast or anything for over an hour on a YouTube channel.
I have never done that.
No, podcasts to me are for traveling. When you're in the car, you're on the train, you're going on a plane ride or something like that. Podcasts make sense. And that's what I think we excel at. And we are the number one Kiss podcast out there, and moving up in overall podcast too. That's why our episodes are not specific just to Kiss. They get rated high and ranked high and get a lot of listeners, and we're expanding and we appreciate it. And we thank you guys, because this doesn't happen overnight. Look, we could have
100%,
like a lot of things, become a hot item for a little bit and then drop out and lose things. We've never been hotter.
It's the opposite.
No, it's humbling, because as we've said all along, this isn't our gig. I'm an attorney. Tom's a correctional officer. We did this as fun. But when we do something, we don't just throw shit against the wall and see what happens.
Zeus and I are the kind of people that if we're going to do something, we're either going to strive to be the best that it can be, or we're not going to do it. And that goes for the book. That goes for this. That goes for our social media presence. It goes for our YouTube. It goes for our content, our graphics, our images. Every single thing that we do it for you, because you deserve to have the respect of getting the best possible thing that we can do to give you and to entertain you with Kiss and with everything else, whether it's music, rock, pop culture, etc. Our amazing Dorm Damage episode with the great Ted Irvin, the great Chris Jericho's dad talking classic hockey. I mean, where else are you going to get that? And that's what we want to give you. We want you to open up your podcast app, whether it's Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and be like, what are these guys doing this week? And then when you see it, like, holy shit, I can't wait. And that, like Zeus said, is the most humbling pride, in a good way, pride thing that we can do for you, is to keep you wanting more and to keep you excited about us. We don't want you to ever be like, yes, you guys are cool, but I don't know. We don't ever want that to happen. And the minute that happens, the minute we will friggin' re-examine what's going on. But thank God for you guys, we haven't reached that point. We hope we never do.
No, I mean, there's always people that will come and go here and there. Some people get more involved. Of course. And they have things in their lives. And
it happens to me with some of my favorite podcasts.
The one thing you get from us, and I think it's the thing that kind of sets us apart a little bit, is whatever we've done, we've been consistent with it.
100%.
So do we do a poll after an episode on Mondays? Yes. Do we do a flashback Friday? Yes. Do we add new things every year? Yes. Do we have our Patreon stuff that we do consistently? Yes. Do we have like new episodes and change like and keep up our themes and our plans for other episodes that'll come along in series that we do and stuff? Yes. Like we're always giving you something consistent and that you can count on from us. And because I feel like if that's me and I'm a listener of a program, that's what I would want. I'd want something that I know what I'm getting from these guys. I trust it. I know they'll make me laugh. I know I'll have fun. And that's what we want. And, you know, coming back and having such a fucking incredible podcast episode with Eddie was fantastic. Speaking of that, I will throw this out here. It's a little early, but on July 19th, around that time, Eddie's going to be up here in the Boston, Worcester area. Seeing a couple friends of his, and he, you know, so we're going to meet up probably with him. It'll most likely be at the Rascals, and we're going to promote our friends from Trickster there, Steve Brown and PJ. Charlie.
Yep.
They're performing. There's some concert at Indian Ranch, which is in Webster, Mass. It's like a hair fest.
It's
a bunch of cover bands, like a Def Leppard cover band, and a bunch of others. He's going to go to that, and then he's going to end up over at Rascals that night. I'll probably be at Rascals with him. That's Eddie. Tom, unfortunately, got a ticket to see Shiner. What's the band called? Shinedown. So he won't be able to make it, but I'll be there. So if anybody wants to come down, and maybe that's a shout out Loudcast bat signal to Rudy Darth, who will come from fucking upstate Vermont down and hang out with us. But that's something that's coming up in July. He mentioned that, and we're going to meet up with him then.
So here's another thing too. Zeus and I, we haven't really talked about this, and I can't even tell you for sure if we're even going to go to it. But Indian Ranch has some cool things. So they're doing Hair Fest on July 19th. On July 13th, they're doing Grunge Fest. And they're going to have a Soundgarden cover band, a Pearl Jam cover band, an Alice in Chains cover band, and a Nirvana. So the Indian Ranch does all kinds of crazy shit. So they're doing Grunge Fest one week, Hair Fest the next week.
So usually Indian Ranch is where a lot of country artists play in the summertime, like Nashville acts, real country musicians come and they play in the summer. They'll go to Indian Ranch and stuff, but it's over time it's gotten a reputation and stuff. So if anybody's interested in any of those things, I know Tom will probably might be available for those dates for the grunge one. Unfortunately not for the Hair Fest one, but those are things we're looking for. We got on the radar coming up. And as always, man, again, just to wrap this thing up in a bow, incredible episode, incredible feedback, and we have incredible listeners, and we put you guys up against anybody. You guys are the best. Seriously.
And it all comes down to you guys.
And you know what our favorite thing is? When artists or people that like we've had on the show will come back and say, "Oh yeah, I had a couple guys come up to us in your shirts and talk to us."
Yep.
Fucking love that.
You
guys
love
are
it.
the best.
Thank you. Now
let's go into feedback where we can shit on your opinions and come up with nicknames for you guys.
Yeah. Enough with that's about the nicest you're going to hear us for the rest of this episode. So let's get into some feedback. So of course we always start with the Twitter poll. So I tried to combine a couple things with the episode because we talked to Eddie Trunk about our favorite songs off of each of the non-makeup albums, talked about Gene's tour, the Vegas event, etc. So we just said, if Kiss were to play deep cuts in Vegas, which of these should they play? And we kind of took a couple songs that we talked about with the non-makeup era. So the options were 1,000,000 to 1, Trial by Fire, I've Had Enough, and You Love Me to Hate You. No surprise here, 1,000,000 to 1 gets 52% of the vote. I've Had Enough gets 29. Trial by Fire gets 12, and You Love Me to Hate You gets 7%. I know that's kind of like the deepest of the deep cuts. Couple comments here. Our buddy Bruce Foudy, his podcast Hooked on Sonics. I picked Trial by Fire because it's such an underrated Gene song, and B, it's the only song on this poll that I think they could do well currently. Our buddy Glenn Barth, who we'll see in Vegas, Trial by Fire for me. As Tom says, God bless him. But with the 1,000,000 to 1, it's 1,000,000 to 1 that Paul can vocally deliver on this.
Who said that?
Bravo, Glenn. Twisted Kister. I had to go with Trial by Fire unless they're bringing Sebastian up to sing the other three. But it would be awesome to hear You Love Me to Hate You. John Gross, You Love Me to Hate You. It won't win, but it should. John Bethel, any of these would be amazing, but I reckon Trial by Fire would work the best. Our buddy Steve, it would have to be Trial by Fire. I can't believe all these Trial by Fire people. This is the Trial by Fire cult.
Yep.
It would have to be Trial by Fire. 1,000,000 to 1 would be awesome, but there's no way Paul could manage to hit those notes that he could 40 years ago. Okay. Stanley, I would definitely pick 1,000,000 to 1 if I didn't hear it at the Paul Stanley solo tour in 06. Since I did, I would love to hear You Love Me to Hate You. Wow. Okay, well, I love that. Let's see what people had to say about the episode itself after the poll. Brendan Crabb says, I agree regarding the Live to Win set list, although I saw it was probably the worst attended show for that. Local radio station was giving away fistfuls of tickets, and the arena, even in theater mode, wasn't close to being full. Twisted Kister chimes in again, giving his picks. He picks Fits Like a Glove, I've Had Enough, Who Wants to Be Lonely, Thief of the Night, Rise to It, Unholy, and Hate. Vet Halen says, yeah, Heavy Mayo storms Vegas. Yeah, Heavy Mayo, by the way, we're going to have to do a wellness check on you. You've been quiet, and we don't like that, so chime in, my friend.
Well, it's raining out, and he's a mailman. He's probably, it's raining. Aren't you posted? What is he? How does it go? Remember?
Yeah, aren't you supposed to be delivering in like rain and sleet and snow?
Rain. It's the first one. I don't work in the rain.
I don't work in the rain. Well, you know what? When Heavy Mayo controls the mail, he controls information. But anyways, that's what we got for Twitter this week. I know Facebook was super big this week, so go ahead.
Besides the post, I just got to make a couple comments. You put up a photo of Vinnie Vincent.
Oh, my God. That took over. And it was funny because I used our favorite line. In the future, we suggest you don't include a photo.
We suggest you don't include a group photo.
A group photo.
Anyways, you got that one. And then you got, I think he did this before, but John Whiteman with the fucking huge nose on Paul.
But the funny thing is, if you read some of the
people did understand
the comments, people they don't get it. Like, what happened to his nose? Like,
apparently you had a rant about fucking AI, and then people are like, that's AI. Like, what the fuck?
No, I'm talking about, so I'm not going to mention names, but I'm really surprised that there's people out there that are spending a lot of time, and I'm talking about like quote unquote high quality AI. It's terrible. It's terrible. And to me, I kind of have an extra hatred for it because two people who shall remain nameless have careers or pursuits in the world of graphic design and imagery, and AI is their nemesis. It's stupid. Photoshopping is cool. It's fun. AI shit is stupid. It's taking over. I'm seeing it on every friggin' KISS Facebook group. And I'm sorry, call me a stick in the mud. I don't care. I don't like it. It's just bad.
Yeah, I know you don't want that shit on our page. So
no, I don't.
Anyways, I just found a lot of these posts to be fucking hilarious on it. And then our friend Tim Mangione found another photo of him and Paul Stanley.
Oh my God.
You are stalking Paul, Tim. He's like, no, I'm not. He's stalking me. I'm like, dude, you have the same face for over 20 years with all these celebrities. You have the same look and same face you make in all these pictures of hundreds of celebrities. I'm telling you, they're going to find some serial killer fucking photographs in your house with all these people X'd out and stuff.
We love Tim. Be nice.
Fuck?
Be nice to him.
Oh, we do love him. He's fucking a riot. He cracks me up, man.
Yep.
All right, so let's go to Facebook. Bruce Foudy. I think you mentioned him already on Twitter, but this one's good. Eddie is always my absolute favorite repeat guest that you have. His stories and explanations of reason is always super interesting, and I find myself agreeing with him more than not. You three together is absolute magic. And the episode could have been 5 hours and I've still stayed glued. You guys are the best, hands down. Keep kicking ass. Bruce,
thanks, buddy. Appreciate that very much.
Yeah, I would agree. I think there's great chemistry there. And I mean, he even said it like this is the only kind of Kiss podcast he listens to because he knows we fucking give our opinion straight. Whether we like something and we don't, he has no idea where we're going to come down on something. So, anyways, we appreciate the sentiments. Kevon Japson.
Here we go.
Giggity, 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 giggity.
I heard him spill the beans on his appearance on the episode. LOL. I listen to Eddie every day. Only reason I have Sirius. Love his big mouth. All passion in this episode didn't disappoint. So good. When he said he loves you guys because people can disagree and don't have to be footy pajama podcast, that made my day. Eddie should be a Patreon member. Just saying. Great job, fuckos. Yeah, we get a lot of that sentiment there. And he, off the record, when we talk, he mentions that a lot. So, anyways, the great Jason Warden. Great conversation. I especially like the fact that he loved fight hell to hold you. Maybe I shouldn't read this. Yeah.
Don't.
Definitely one of my favorites. Not so much for, I know. Not so much for Paul's vocals, but BK's awesome guitar work. I'll let that slide.
That's fair.
I also agree. Ace and Peter helped save Kiss. As the non-makeup era began, my favorite, even I must admit, they would have ended up a club band if their reunion didn't happen. Also helped soften the blow of not getting to see Gene on his solo tour. Sounds like I dodged a bullet when I got my money back. Long episode, but could have listened even more to this fascinating conversation. Another home run. Thanks, bro.
Thank you. By the way, I won't name any names. We got some private feedback about some people who attended the Gene show, and they pretty much said the same thing. They were not thrilled with it, unfortunately. You know, they went with some buddies and had some fun with the friends, but the show itself was just a little disappointing, as we said. So,
Mario Aguilera III. This was fun to listen to. Loved it. A Kiss-tard fest.
Yeah,
Mario was your favorite beverage. When Eddie Trunk talks Kiss, it's always super interesting, and I'm glad he didn't cut you guys off like he does his own guests. I look forward to that to the next time you guys have him on. Look, we over time we have tried to get better at it. It's not easy. And we still need we don't do it right 100% of the time. When you have a guest that just doesn't shut the fuck up, but he's interesting, it's hard to get in there sometimes, man. It really is. And
so it's a skill it's a skill that we still are trying to fine tune about steering people back into the lane and then also trying to get them to catch their breath and stop for a second, you know, like without cutting them off and being rude. Right.
The great Bobby Kenner. Whenever you guys get Eddie on, it's full steam ahead. Awesome ride to listen to. Really great points from all you guys on Gene Vegas and the fun topic of picking 80s non-makeup songs. Love how you crack Eddie up with the ace drops. You got to see his face. I'll try to get Daryl to make those clips when I play them. He dies.
What makes it even better is that the clips are from his interview with him. That's why it's just so good.
And then once we hung up, he told us some fucking hilarious ace stories.
My God. I'm telling you, Shout It Out Loudcast After Dark should be like a premier Patreon tier or something that we offer.
When we do our next live Patreon chat, you guys remind us and we'll bring up the story.
We could tell. Yeah, that's a good call. Good call. Right? Yep.
That's beyond ridiculous. Eddie's a straight shooter just like you. And while he's critical, and he has a right to be, he's saying their praises so much all over the years and they really owe him. Hell, he and George Lopez should both get to MC the Vegas event. Anyway, keep kicking ass, boys. You bring it week after week. Bobby, thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Anthony, don't call me Mike Hunt. Excellent episode, guys. I love how far you and Eddie's relationship has come since the Stewart days.
Amazing.
That we get to enjoy
is so funny.
To the conversation. Yep. You know what? He basically won us over, and it goes from there. He's been a stand-up guy to us, and we owe him that. So, anyway,
100%.
Let's go over to Loudcasters. Congratulations to Gordon Duncan. I guess he won a big race there, huh?
Yeah, Gordon looking good. Gordon, you've inspired me to get back into running. I've taken the last year or so off because my last race I wasn't feeling good, but I don't know. You kind of putting a little pep back in my step, so kudos to you, my friend.
I'm happy to sit down and cheer you on, brother. Josh Brown, 3-hour episodes. He puts a fucking Stone Cold. Oh, hell yeah.
Nice.
Rex Jaycox, another home run episode. Then you get to the bad backpack, bad matchup, bad take, bad everything, Brad. How's that one? Great episode, fellas. Eddie gets you guys, which makes having him on the show so entertaining. Love Eddie's suggested topics as well. Here are mine. Not for the innocent, Heaven's on fire, who wants to be lonely, hell or high water, hide your heart, take it off. Yeah, take it off.
Nice.
And I will be there.
Ooh, wow, Brad. Interesting.
Zeus, even though no one else caught on, I heard your Raw reference when Eddie brought up Kane Roberts. He doesn't look like he can't fight. He looks like he can whip some ass.
I love that.
I drop that every once in a while. I always drop it too when on other subject matters. He doesn't look like he can't eat. He looks like he can fucking take a part of buffet line.
Love it.
By the way, how did my secondary nickname go from Bad Matchup Brad to Bad Take Brad? Asking for a friend. I don't know. You must have said something, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah. Well, now it's been reinforced because you just picked "I will be there" off of Carnival of Souls. So sorry, we love you, buddy, but
great.
You're not going to shake that nickname with a pick like that, my friend.
The great Mike Murphy. Always a good listen when Eddie stops by. It's tough to disagree with what anybody said. The GS tour is just a wasted opportunity. Could have been great with Gene and Co. playing some of his songs off the 80s albums that Kiss really, if ever, played. But instead, it's more of the same old shit. He says, why, you ask?
You know, a lot of people ask why. Why treat the customer this way? Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
Well, I played the clip just for you, Mike. John Whiteman, another great episode. Shout out Loudcast Hall of Famer Eddie Trunk, and he never fails to mention that anytime he's on with us.
Isn't that
shout
funny?
Out Loudcast Hall of Famer.
Isn't that funny? When I introduced him, he's like, "Yeah, and I'm also a shout out Loudcast Hall of Famer." I'm like, "God damn it!"
No, he wants that said every
That's
time.
right. That's right.
I can never hear enough about 80s Kiss, and 3 hours go by fast when people are sharing honest opinions without worrying about the pop house teat being pulled away.
That is awesome.
I mean,
yeah.
If anybody's in the running for Hall of Fame, it's John Whiteman.
Oh, hell yeah.
Paul Heider says, this was a bit of a War and Peace episode. Had to break it up to listen to it. Good stuff. Okay. I think Eddie's a good stand-in for us older Kiss fans, and the non-makeup years kind of lose him a bit. That said, I really like the early non-makeup stuff quite a bit, and you guys have rekindled my interest in the later 80s era. Hey, I just ordered Black Gives Way to Blue by AIC.
Yes.
So you two can talk me into anything over time. Time for a full-on grunge show. I can't believe I said that. You're going to fucking love that album.
That album is sick. Oh, so good.
Yes. Frank Anzalone. Love Frank.
Uh-oh.
Great episode. Eddie takes a lot of shit, but there's no denying his power and reach within the industry. No different than what I said about Brandville a few weeks ago. At the end of the day, Eddie's still a fan like the rest of us. He just doesn't sugarcoat and isn't afraid to call bullshit on Kiss. I think that scares people. I think since Vegas isn't necessarily a Kiss sanctioned event, it would be classic if Eddie showed up. Well done, gentlemen. It is a Kiss sanctioned event. It's a Pop House event. No way are they inviting Eddie fucking Trunk there. Paul would fucking walk out. I'm telling you. No fucking.
Probably.
Oh, no. Denise Sorelli.
Oh, geez. Here we go. Who's she killing this week?
Nobody. She's been polite lately. This was awesome. Eddie with you guys is the best Kiss talk out there. No one else comes close. Charles, don't call me Mark Eaton. You guys pulled another great episode out of the trunk. Always love hearing Eddie talk music. He's got some great insight every time he's on the mic. Plus, name dropping all his friends makes for a great drinking game. I love knowing that there's another trial by fire tard out there. Dude, you are not alone.
Jesus, when did this happen?
I thought I was the only one. Obviously, you're not, my friend. Gotta toss my list in the hat as well. Fits like a glove. Get all you can take. Trial by fire. Turn on the night. You make me rock hard. Rise to it. Unholy, master and slave. Thanks for everything you two continue to give us each week. Well, thank you, Charles.
Good list. Thank you, Charles. Good list. By the way, I like how we create safe spaces for people like Wait, other people like trial by fire? Oh, this is great. I can enter a trial by fire community.
Yeah. I like the chorus part of Trial by Fire. Oh, so do I.
Me too. Want to go in the room over here?
Yeah. We'll jerk each other off to it. Scott Wheeler says, wow, what a great episode. I was a complete kiss-tard mode and did not want the discussion on Gene Show Kiss Storm Vegas to end. As good as the actual content was, I wish the first part was the show and went on for another hour or two. You guys have real chemistry with Eddie, and the discussion just had a flow and ease to it. Thanks, Scott. You are one fucking awesome listener and a Patreon.
Thank you,
For
Scott.
a long time, so we really appreciate you, Scott.
Yep.
Let's finish up for my part, Tom, by going over to, the place, and that is YouTube. And please subscribe and like our YouTube page because we are dropping clips often. Probably a couple a week. You'll be seeing our shorts and stuff. You'll want to see them. So make sure you subscribe and like our YouTube page, which is amazing that, we're close to, I don't know what we have, like 1,000 and something followers, and we only just put the image up.
Right. Now we're dropping actual clips.
Yeah, exactly. And now we're going to drop clips. So we'll see how we do now. Maybe, by the end of the year, it'll be a lot more. So thank you guys for subscribing already. But those that haven't, please go on and subscribe. It helps the show grow and continue. So let's go over to YouTube and see what we have listed over there. One of my favorites nowadays is Joseph Kiss Sr. This was the fastest 3 hours ever. Great show. Eddie Trunk should be the host of Q&As at the Vegas event. I'm down for the intrigue of that. I seriously hope Pop House isn't lowballing Singer. I agree that it'll feel weird without Eric being there. Plus, I'm hoping for a Revenge era reunion for a couple songs during the show. That would be pretty good. Bill Flowers says, great episode. Tom and Zeus and Eddie talking Kiss. It doesn't get any better. Love the non-makeup review. Anywhere from A Million to One, Love Me to Hate You, King of Hearts, and Master and Slave, my personal favorites. Mad respect. Continue being great.
Thank you.
David Pitcat 6031. Fantastic show as always. I wish we here could listen to the after show when you guys cut the mics. I could easily listen to Eddie and you talk for another 3 hours. Kiss heaven. And then STG 217. I didn't know this is nice insight. He says, if you think Gene wastes a lot of time, see Peter Frampton. 3 minutes of banter between each song. It's a British thing I've read. American artists, not so much. I didn't realize that, but
no, me neither. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. So, Tom, I'm giving it back to you.
Okay, let's look at what we got on Instagram this week. Eddie Danger says, I'd love to hear Trunk encounter those 2 new Kiss albums for the first time with you two. Great idea. I'm considering it a promise to the fans. So what he's referring to is Sonic Boom and Monster, which Eddie, according to him, has never listened to before. We told him that we want to give him an assignment, have him back on the show after he listens to both and kind of get his feel for them, which I think would be quite entertaining, to be honest with you. Abusement. There's nothing cooler than listening along, hoping to hear certain questions or topic asked that nobody else will. Since Eddie has a close friendship with Ace, I wasn't sure how much he would open up or what you would bring up. It didn't disappoint. The conversation was factual, funny, and natural. It takes 80-pound balls to do what you do. I salute Tom and Zeus. Wow. Thank you, my friend.
That should have been in the running for a comment of the week.
Fuck yeah. Keep it simple, stupid ack.
Okay.
Says, who wants to be lonely? With a question mark. I guess they're wondering about that song. Kenneth Lee Music says, thrills in the night with a bunch of exclamation points. Texan Joe says, while I enjoy the interview, I find Eddie to be very self-promoting. How many best friends and listening parties can he mention? I don't doubt what he says is true. He seems to drop that information a little too much for my taste, but keep it coming, boys. Look, I get it, but the flip side to that, and I'm not, doing damage control for Eddie because we tease him sometimes about the name dropping. If he has information to share based on people that he knows, I mean, why not take it? If he's just dropping names for the sake of dropping names, that's tacky, obviously, and nobody should be doing that.
No, last week, I'm sorry I was late today because I was, partying with Slash, and I was...
Yeah, exactly. That's name dropping.
If he's like, listen, this rumor about Axel, I was with Slash that week. He told me this.
That's
is
not name
like,
dropping.
No. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't. I hope he doesn't hear this part, but I'm not. I don't have Sirius, so I catch him on YouTube stuff, and other people post these clips of him and other fun stuff, and in shorts and stuff. I don't have a Sirius. I don't listen to it as much as I should. But dude, we all get shit. Wait till you get to the part, Tom, where you can read that email about someone bitching that I swear too much.
Oh, I'll get to it. Yep. Let's finish up Instagram here with Occam's Razor, who simply says, great episode. Well, thank you for sharing that. A couple emails here. Kendall Lacey. Hola, fellas. Thank you so much for another brilliant episode. Great idea of Eddie's, and great to hear you talk through a period that perhaps does not get enough love only because of the amazing records released during those makeup days. I came into the fandom with Crazy Nights at age 13, perfect for the America Dreams and big sound of that record. Sure, I don't go back to that record too much, but I appreciate it for getting me into the band. I also love Hot in the Shade, and Revenge is second only to Destroyer for me. Of course, I instantly made my own choices. This is one of my very favorite things about my favorite podcast. We are all included. Kendall, you get it 100%.
Thank you.
And here we go, Zeus. This is from Todd. Dear Zeus, I understand you are an attorney. Hence, I assume you are an intelligent, well-educated person.
You assumed a lot.
So my question is, why must you say the word fuck every other word? Have you ever listened back to a podcast? If you have, then you must notice this. I swear as much as the next guy, but I can't keep listening to your show. It's grating and annoying. I mean, do you know any other modifiers? I'm sure this email won't change anything, and I have never taken the time to write a podcast, but I just had to for this. Well, before I give Zeus a chance to respond to that, Todd, go fuck yourself.
I knew it was coming. Yeah, I swear. You guess why I swear here? Because I'm free. Okay? Do you understand? I always think maturity is knowing when you have to be mature.
Correct.
I don't have to be mature here. I can just let loose and be silly and be aggressively like swearing about something or venting in a ill-cultured manner because I can, and it's freedom that gives me that when I get on the mic here and do this show.
That's a great
I'm in
point.
the office or I'm talking to a client, I don't sit there and go, well, you're fucking shit out of luck, brother. Yeah, you're going to lose your fucking house. What the fuck? What's the matter with you? You a shitbag?
Actually, you do that. I've heard you on the phone with clients. Wow, dude, that fucking blows. You're screwed.
Oh, you're fucked, buddy. You fucking owe the IRS shit. What do you want me to tell you?
But it's true. But that's a great point. But that's a great point. Yes, you are an attorney. You are educated. So you're supposed to be an attorney 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? That doesn't even make any sense.
Apparently we swear too much. I do swear on the episodes, and I have no problem doing it. I love the fact that I don't feel restrained, that I can say whatever the fuck I want.
I mean, again, Todd, thank you for sending the email. And if you said you weren't going to listen to me anymore, so I don't even know if you're going to hear this. But I mean, if that's how you choose, if you don't want to listen to us, that's fine. But I really would like to think that you could fit the show in between the fuck bombs that we drop, because there's a lot more than that. But anyways,
it's okay. Like we can take the criticism. There are many safe podcasts out there, footy pajama stuff. There'll be roses and sunshine all day long.
Well, there's a lot of places that would never even read your email.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care. I'm not offended by it, Todd.
No.
Yeah. No, I mean, if anything, maybe I'll watch it a little bit more,
No, you won't.
Because we always do. Listen, I edit the podcast, and this is, here we go. We should have a little bell when I do inside baseball.
Inside the podcast.
Yep. Yeah, right? So I edit the episodes. I look for bad fucking habits, and I know my bad habit, and I can read it right from Audacity. I know what I'm saying.
Right.
And you don't hear it as much because I'm deleting them. And I know Tom's bad habit. Yep. He'll tell you, 15 times in a row if I don't fucking edit it out. Yep. And I will start every fucking time when the mic gets turned over to me, and I will say, or I'll sigh, I sit there and I'm like, why do I do that? Like, I got to stop doing that.
It's just natural instinct, conversational.
We all have. We don't have producers that pick it up and someone to sit back and be like, you know what?
No.
You said fuck 5 times in the opening segment within a 3-minute time period. You might want to cut one of those out. I don't know. I think you guys know me, and I think you enjoy this kind of, I don't know, over-exaggerated Zeus that you get here.
Yeah, it's not real. This isn't the real world.
Like, we don't. Yeah, exactly. This is our. Let me have fun with my boy, and we're back in Stonehill in Flynn House, sitting on the basement drinking beers, and then when we're done with it, we just toss it across the room and smash it off the wall.
That's it. That's
and then the girls come down and be like, "Why do you do that? You live here." Like,
and then we tell them to go fuck themselves.
Or we'll have parties and invite them, open up the back door, and then take the snow and start fucking chucking it at people when they're showing up. And then we wonder, well, geez, why didn't people come to our party this week?
Well, I don't know. Let's convert this behavior into the #1 Kiss podcast instead. That's what we do.
God.
All right. James Thompson. Hey guys, long time no rap. I still never miss an episode. Eddie Trunk is my favorite recurring guest of yours, and this was one of his best appearances. I felt compelled to react to the first part of your discussion pertaining to Vegas, whatever it is. Growing up, I was plagued by 2 major entertainment passions, Kiss and the Cleveland Browns.
Oof.
I was a Browns season ticket holder from 04 to 22, and I remember the 0-16 season in 2017. I wondered what the team could do to finally get me to stop spending my money and time on them. They definitively answered that question in 2022 when they made the worst trade in sports history on a, quote, alleged serial sex offender. I dropped my tickets immediately and began to support the Lions because the Browns did something that went against my values. For Kiss, it was a little more organic. I became a diehard fan in the 80s, bought them hook, line, and sinker every time they promoted some revolutionary tour, touting things we've supposedly never seen before. Then, they'd basically come out and do the same stuff over and over, and this was especially true after the reunion tour. By the time Thayer and Singer were included on the studio albums, I had simply lost interest. Not that I have anything against them, but it was no longer something that meant anything to me as an adult. That said, when I first heard about the Vegas thing, my teenage self reared his head and immediately began looking at tickets. The Revenge Era is my favorite, and I was excited about seeing that lineup together again. Fortunately, I thought about it for a couple days and declined. For fans that think they're going to see a cool show consisting of deep cuts and non-makeup classics, look no further than the Gene Simmons tour to know this isn't happening. He clearly hasn't bothered to learn anything from the back catalog for his own shows. You think he and Paul will do that for a one-off event? Also, Paul hasn't been able to sing for a decade, and now there's confusion on what this event really is. At best, you're going to get a few tired classics where the audience will sing Paul's part. I'm glad you're going, and the event recap will be worth the price of admission for your listeners. But ultimately, Kiss, like the Cleveland Browns, will be bilking their loyal supporters with an inferior product. Wow. That's a fucking email right there, buddy. Wow.
Yikes. We've had a bunch of potential comments of the week.
Jesus Christ. We certainly have. That was really good. All right, I'm going to finish up emails here with one from Martin Kavik. Tom and Zeus, I've been listening for about 4 years now, but I've never been able to find the right words to respond until now. I discovered your podcast during a very dark and difficult time in my life. That being said, you guys are a bright spot in my life. I love how you're honest about all things Kiss, and I totally agree with your views on all things Kiss. You tell it like it is without apology, and I love that. I've been a fan since Double Platinum, and I love the 80s too. The Ace Frehley impersonations especially never fail to bring a smile to my face, along with all the other impressions. I love the way that you incorporate the Jerky Boys, the Godfather references, and the way you can call out Gene and Paul on their antics. Anyway, keep doing what you're doing. You fuckers are awesome. Oh, Martin Kavik, you are awesome. That's a great email. Thank you, my friend. We really appreciate those types of heartfelt combined with some humor emails, so thank you for taking the time out. We really appreciate that. And Zeus, I'm going to throw it back to you to wrap up feedback this week.
Yes, we're going back to Facebook and the great Mark Flores, man. We love Mark.
Love Mark.
Yep. Fantastic episode. Thank you, Tom, Zeus, and Eddie, for sticking up for the Asylum's trial by fire. Well,
again.
Mark, I think that was Eddie, not us.
Unbelievable.
but that's okay. For me, this song's lyrics are what Kiss was about. Standing up for yourself, working towards your goals, and fighting against anything that was trying to make you compromise yourself. Gene and Paul used to preach those values a lot in the 80s. I know that now they say they're just a brand and it doesn't matter who's in the group, etc. But that's just some bullshit to sell out the avatars. 80s Kiss was a lot of things, but it was never that. Tom and Zeus, you continue to get it right every time, and I'm not kidding. Paul should hire you guys as consultants. Everybody knows it. SIOL, that Shouted Out Loudcast, is the Indy 500, and all other shows are a bunch of 50-year-olds collecting Hot Wheels. That analogy had me on the
that is incredible.
Floor.
Incredible.
Should I say fucking floor? Mark for that and for always having great comments and stuff and for posting You're All That I Want.
Oh, yeah.
Video on our
great
page.
Great clip.
Adding that to everything else you always do for us here and just being a badass that you are. You, my friend, are comment of the week.
Good answer. Good answer. Like the way you think. I'm going to be watching you.
Incredible stuff, Mark. Love you, buddy. That was awesome. That analogy had me and Zeus both dying. Incredible stuff.
All right, Tom. What we do now is we move on over to Patreon.
Yes.
Tip the hat and give thanks to them for supporting our show.
Yep.
And we have a new Patreon member, and that is the great Jason Powell joins us as a Demon tier member.
Let's go.
Make sure you look out for the introductory email that you get from us, asking for the info for the merch and everything. But thank you for joining. We appreciate you. And man, anybody out there that's interested in joining our Patreon family, please do so by going to our website, shoutitoutloudcast.com.
Go to him.
And right on the landing page, you'll see Patreon. Click on that. There are 4 different tiers with 4 different package of perks. There are things like merch, video chats, polls, ARC. We just sent out the ARC pick email to everybody so they can send out their suggestions for our ARC pick for next month.
Yep.
So it's not too late to join Patreon and jump in on that. And there's just so much more. It's a one big happy family there. You guys are awesome. Well over 100 of you supporting the show and helping us grow. And if you want to support the show and see us to continue to grow, please support us by going on Patreon, right on our website, and joining one of the 4 tiers. And thank you from Tom and I.
Guys, you're the best. Huge shout out to Jason Powell. Welcome to the family. The Demon tier continues to grow. Thank you, Jason, and thank you to all Patreons. Doesn't matter what tier you're on or how long you've been with us. We love you guys. You are the heart and soul of this show and helps us to continue to grow. So thank you so much. And once again, Jason, welcome to the party.
Yeah, Tom, let's go over to Kiss World. And other than big news, Paul Stanley meets Tim Mangione at a parking lot again. What's going on?
You mean big news? Tim Mangione chases Paul Stanley down while he's running his errands? Paul, I know you're buying contact lens solution, but can you come over here for a picture?
Paul, ace reporter Tim Mangione from Shout It Out Loudcast here. Can we get a photo, Paul?
Well, everybody's been posting their pictures of all their friggin' unmasked shit that they got, which is fucking awesome. I got, of course, I'm a vinyl nerd. The T-shirt's awesome. I got the hoodie that's awesome. Zeus got some shit. But in terms of like news, this is kind of like a down week. We've had some kind of headlines lately, but this has been a down week. There's really nothing happening right here. And we said it last week with Eddie. I just don't like the crickets that we're getting with the Vegas event. And again, I know that I don't expect something every single week. But yeah, quiet for the first time in a while. Kind of nothing going on, Zeus.
Yeah, every once in a while somebody will show me something that Gene was on a podcast somewhere. Okay. Yeah.
He's making the rounds.
Tom is with his wife, I believe. I don't know if it's his wife, but the mother of his kid. He's got a kid out there, apparently.
Yep.
Eric, I haven't seen much on him. Paul just put some stuff up. I saw him with Soul Station people. I don't know. Maybe they're back in the studio doing something, but I saw that. I saw, and I wanted to bring this up.
Go ahead.
So I saw Evan and Nick put some more videos working on the album.
Cool. Go ahead.
It's I don't know. It's me. It's the show. It's us. Why is it Stanley and Simmons? Simmons
explain what you mean.
Why is the combo called Stanley and Simmons? I'm sorry. Gene Simmons is more popular than Paul Stanley. If you say Gene Simmons and to anyone in entertainment or any regular person, or show them their face or show them anything, makeup, non-makeup, I guarantee you Gene is more recognizable and a bigger name than Paul.
You know the answer to this.
And it goes all the way down to their kids?
Fuck yes, it does. Absolutely.
You know, Evan, you can't have Nick being the first in the combo. You need to be Stanley and Simmons.
I appreciate it if you're going to be playing with Nick, but it's Stanley and Simmons.
No, it's not. It's going to be Simmons and Stanley.
Stop doing that to me.
See? That's what happened.
Well, what happens if that does happen?
You're hurting me. You're really hurting me.
So I want to say this, and I know I'm sorry. Forgive my honesty. I just don't care about Nick and Evan. They're talented. They have good voices. They can play instruments. I'm not sitting here expecting or waiting or wanting Kiss 2.0 from them. I mean, if it happens, great. We'll check it out and see what. I just don't care enough about this. I don't know what kind of fan that makes me.
No,
I just don't care.
I'm happy for them because I am too. I want to see them get some success and do this.
Me too.
But they're not going in the studio to do Classic 78.
No.
They're not trying to pin their sound to what Kiss sounded like.
No, they're not.
This has nothing to do with Kiss other than the sons of the two leaders.
That's
so
right.
Their music might not sound a thing like them.
Right.
So what are we doing? I'm encouraged for them, but is it really just because it's their name?
That's 100% what it is.
Project?
Yes.
Hey.
Yes. And again, like you said, wish them well, but I don't know. They're going to come out and do like a Kiss tribute album. I don't know. Maybe that would be cool. I don't know, but I don't think they're going to do that.
I mean, I know their parents are supporting them. Which is great. Great, right? You're giving them some leeway and they're giving them some publicity. I mean, it could be worse.
My dad, meanwhile, had taken to calling me Stanley Fat Ass.
I don't think Paul is doing that to Evan. I just don't.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God. Anyways, Tom, let's do what we normally do at this time. Let's take a quick little break.
Stop. Don't talk anymore. Yeah, I've been looking at the... Hello?
That fucking clip. That particular one just never fails to fucking ruin me. Oh my God almighty.
Anyway, Tom, we are reviewing disc 4 of the Super Deluxe Fun Time Creatures of the Night box set.
Yep.
Disc 4 is basically a live album. Correct?
It is, but it's a combination of two shows, which is weird. It's a combination of Rockford, Illinois and Sioux City, Iowa. So disc 4 has 14 tracks on it. So I'm the vinyl tard here. And I have bootleg live shows of every single era, like every era. The Creatures era is notorious for having horrible sounding bootlegs. Some of them that are so bad that they're almost unlistenable. This one is probably the closest you're going to get to high quality. There's a lot out there from these shows, from Rockford and from Sioux City, that just sound like they were recorded in like a dumpster. I don't know what it was about that era. But yeah, I find it interesting that the editing is great because it gives you the feel of a full concert, but it's not. It's two shows merged together with editing.
Yeah, the I don't know why Sioux City and Rockford, Illinois, Sioux City, Iowa, that is, if there's two concerts, they couldn't get more than 14 songs from this.
Yeah, I'm looking at Julian Gill's book, the website version of it, where the Kiss concert history. Yeah, so Rockford, Illinois was December 31st, 1982, and Sioux City, Iowa was December 30th, 1982. It was the 10th anniversary tour, and it's just they're just not great tours in terms of sound and selling out. I mean, Sioux City, Iowa, they did pretty good. The capacity was just under 5,000. Almost a complete sellout on New Year's. I don't know if this had anything to do with New Year's Eve, but the December 31st show in Rockford, Illinois, they played at a venue with a 9,200 seat capacity, and they only had 3,500 there. They had 38% capacity for that show. Now, I don't know if that was a New Year's Eve product or if it was just a Kiss
that
product.
Tour was brutal. People that were around there and fans like Eddie Trunk and them always said that the place was dead for that.
Dead.
Tour.
It was dead. It was dead. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we can get into a couple more details about that. But Zeus, like we always do, even though it's from the box set, there is artwork to talk about, right?
Yeah, I think it's fantastic, and it's extremely interesting. It's like a smorgasbord of different photos from the tour.
Yeah, it's a collage. It's great. It looks amazing. Vinny, say what you want about Vinny, him in the Creatures outfit and makeup look awesome. This is one of my favorite Gene outfits ever. You know, he's got like the Love Gun boots, but then he's got almost a variation of like the Destroyer era armor. He looks great. Paul's got a little bit of the midriff half shirt showing. The band looks incredible. Eric looks great. The tank, the huge Kiss logo. The band looks fantastic. It's a really, really cool looking era. And I like the cover of this CD. It's like, again, it's a collage. You open it up. It's got a really great group photo in front of the tank. The back of the CD has a bunch of press passes and ticket stubs. So the imagery is very cool. And again, this holds disc 4 and 5. It's like a cardboard gatefold that holds both disc 4 and 5. And we're obviously just going to be talking about disc 4 tonight. So,
yeah. So, I am a fan of this art cover album. It looks great.
Yep.
And the album, when it came out with the box set, I didn't like. Again, I'm not a collector. People have been Kiss tards for generations. That trade this. Oh, you had this. I already knew this one was out. Oh, it was in the trades. I have no idea what that means. I never had bootlegs and stuff like this. So when I got something that I could take a CD and then burn it and put it onto my phone from Creatures of the Night, I was so excited to hear this. This is a Vinny live album I'm getting now. That's official release.
Yep.
To me, that was super.
Yep.
So
I agree.
Let's go to Tom. Let's go through the tracks. What are the tracks?
Okay. So the set list here, we open up with Creatures of the Night from Rockford, Illinois. I'm going to specify the locations because, again, it's kind of a merged of bunch of things.
Houston's the only one that doesn't.
That stick. Correct. Yep. So you go to Strutter from Sioux City, Calling Dr. Love, and Firehouse from Sioux City, I Love It Loud from Rockford, Cold Gin and Keep Me Coming and War Machine from Sioux City, I Want You from Houston, Rock and Roll Hell from Rockford, I Still Love You, Shout It Out Loud, Gene's bass solo, all from Sioux City, and then disc 4 ends with God of Thunder, and then an extended drum solo by Eric, and that's from Rockford, Illinois.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a couple notes on these tours. So this was the final live performance of Rock and Roll Hell until the band did it again in the 2016 Kiss Cruise, which was Kiss Cruise 6. For the Rockford show, there is a semi-listenable audience recording of this show. Again, this is not a good tour for audio. That's the final live performance of Keep Me Comin', also until the 2016 Kiss Cruise, which was Kiss Cruise 6. This show in Sioux City, Iowa, had a bunch of local protests. Gene Simmons said, quote, "If they want to hunt for witches, let them go ahead. I'm always wary, though, of groups who proclaim to speak for others, particularly when what they really care about is if you spell their names right." Whatever. And this one has a very, very poor audience recording that circulates. Yeah, Sioux City, again, if you're a collector nerd like me, Sioux City is famous for just sounding like a toilet bowl. So this is good that we got this on this official release, Zeus.
Okay. Well, let's start us off. Creatures of the Night, Rockford, Illinois. You get what they always do. All right, Rockford, you wanted the best, you got the best. Boom. The hottest band in the world, Kiss. What do you think of this version? Because you know what I did? I played this version, then I played the Kiss Alive 3 version. I'm interested to hear what you think.
First of all, right off the bat, Eric's drum sounds like he's playing the intro on a set of bongos. Because the snares and tom-toms that he's using for the intro, I'm like, what is going on here? So I don't know if it's a product of the recording, as I've said a million times already. The guitars are really low in the mix. It's very raw sounding. Paul sounds kind of flat here. I didn't compare it to Alive 3, so I'm interested to see what you picked up and what you noticed between this in 1982 and then 10 years, 12 years later being played on Alive 3. What did you pick up?
Alive 3 version is 4 minutes, 39 seconds. This one is 4 minutes and 40 seconds. That's 1 second off.
Interesting.
I will tell you this. The Alive 3 version, as soon as I went to that after this,
yep,
I picked up on Eric Singer's drums.
Oh, absolutely. Of course. Oh, yeah.
They sound way louder than this.
Yep. Yeah.
Monstrous. I don't know if he's using a double bass drum.
It's also a professionally. I know this is an official release we're listening to here from '82, but Alive 3 was a professionally remastered and mixed live album. But that being said, exactly, Eddie Kramer.
Yeah.
Right.
This was done by fucking Kiss Tard Central. I don't know who fucking produced this, whatever. But regardless, I love this version.
It's good. It's okay. It's okay.
Versions of the songs from Creatures of the Night, because this is the band that did them. Right. This is how they're supposed to sound. I think this is a great version. I love the guitars. I love the chugging and the galloping. I think Paul sounds great. What I love the most about these, and I love about this album, and maybe it's because I'm coming off the Soundboard Asylum.
Yep.
I think the backing vocals are as good as you're ever going to hear on a Kiss album. I think
sound
these guys
way better.
Just hit it out of the park. I think they sound fantastic. I love this. I don't know if this is the best backing vocal version of the band with Vinny and Eric Carr, but it fucking kicks ass. I think the singing is fantastic all over this album, especially the choruses and the backing vocals. There's none of that. Ooh, when you heard the Asylum, I'm like, ooh, God.
I agree with you, and I noticed that too. The only thing I noticed was just the mixing of the guitars. It gets a little bit worse in a couple other songs, but yeah, I agree. The band sounds vocally, they sound good, and I will, maybe I'm nitpicking here. I feel like, I don't know if it's the way this song is sung. I just felt like Paul sounded a little, I don't know, kind of disinterested during the verses.
No, I thought it was great.
Okay,
so. All right. Song ends and they go right into Strutter from Sioux City.
Yeah, this is where I noticed you could barely hear the guitars. I heard all of Gene's bass and all of the drums, and I had this with earbuds on, and I heard it, and I had it playing in my car. Again, this is the Sioux City show, so we went from Rockford to Sioux City. I always love Strutter. I think Paul sounds great, but it's kind of a little weird sounding version of the song.
So I think what was funny I found is Gene, when he was doing his chorus, he'd do the wicked demon voice in this.
Oh my God, dude, he is wicked demon in this, like really bad. It's almost like he's impersonating
Strutter, like, oh, Strutter.
Like, okay, it's not almost human, Gene.
Yeah. The other thing is I noticed is Vinny's solo is nothing like the classic Ace solo.
No,
not that it's bad. And maybe people like that because it's a different version of the kind of the solo, but it's not the note for note Strutter that you would hear later on.
No,
it's a little bit different. So then Paul does this, I don't know, one of the most awkward woos I've ever heard. Woo!
Oh my God, dude, that it reminded me. It reminded me of. I'm sorry, the Eddie Murphy skit.
Woo, 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 woo. Pull over.
Pull over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad. It was bad.
How you doing, Sioux City? Are you ready to have a good time tonight? I was waiting for him. No, I'm not.
No, this
Let
sucks.
me catch up.
See you guys.
Just when you thought the asylum off the soundboard shit was cringy.
Oh.
Do you care what your parents think about us?
No, yeah, so cool, Paul.
Yeah, I'm 18 and you're like 35 and you're fucking.
Yeah. Screw you, Mom and Dad.
Who the fuck cares?
Ooh, edgy, Paul. Ooh.
We're going to do something now. Let's start things off early. Anybody with a little rock and roll pneumonia knows all you need is Dr. Love.
Oh, God.
Calling Dr. Love in Sioux City. Go ahead.
I love calling Dr. Love, and I love it when it's played loud. And I love this version because Gene, like we just said, is full-blown demon overdrive. The only thing I don't like, and it's I don't fault Gene because this is a product of live songs, is when he says the only cure is a kiss. He doesn't sing it, so sometimes it's like it's not, the lyrics and the vocals aren't flowing the way that they do like on the album, so he's kind of mixing things up. But other than that, I think he sounds awesome.
Okay,
I like it.
So calling Dr. Love from Sioux City, it's a little faster version. Yes. I think Eric fucking Carr is killing it on this song. The chorus and the background voices back in the call and answer, hey, call me.
I love it.
I think are about on point as I've ever heard them do it. Vinny's solo, not as smooth as others that have done this, but I love this version. This is what I'm talking about. The sad thing is with Kiss never really fluctuated their set list, but this is a unique version, just like that off the soundboard with Mark St. John. This is a Vinny playing this version of Kiss, calling Dr. Love. I love that we have this now, that I can put this on and be like, yeah, these are the regular traditional ones. You have the Ace ones. Tommy ones are about as similar now since the 2009 stuff and up. And then you obviously have Bruce did his versions, but you have fucking Vinny here. Yeah, I think it's fantastic.
Another thing, too, that you brought up with the backing vocals, this is only 3 years removed from Off the Soundboard Asylum.
Yeah.
And I love Bruce Kulick, but I feel like,
that was brutal.
Exactly. And I don't know if it was all Bruce's. I don't know if it was all Bruce's fault.
I just think they just, whatever.
I don't know. Or maybe it was the songs, because they were playing a lot of Asylum songs that had, Tears of Falling, like the
mid-tempo
horrible
stuff.
Yeah. So I don't know, but you're right. I think the backing vocals here are on point, definitely.
Then Paul. Yeah. Woo. All right. Somebody trying to give me a hand job?
Yeah, what was that? That doesn't even fit. There's no story. He just blurted that out.
Like, did somebody go on the stage and fucking try to jerk him off? Like, what the fuck are you saying? We're going to do something now because I got a feeling, no matter how cold it is outside, we're going to get this place so hot, we're going to have to call out, and then they stop for a while.
Yeah, I was like, did he forget what song they're playing?
That's right. Call out the Firehouse. And then Firehouse from Sioux City. Go ahead.
Just like calling Dr. Love, I love Firehouse, and I especially love it when it's played live, and I especially love it when it's played live like this. Eric brings something different here with this. Obviously, the classic version from the debut album and a live one is great with Peter. Eric just gives a song a little bit more balls. It's played a little bit quicker, a little bit faster pace. I think it sounds fantastic. This has always been one of my favorite Kiss songs and favorite Kiss live songs.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Firehouse, Sioux City, I love the harmonies, and I love when you can hear Paul and Gene.
Yep.
And when you can hear when they trade off, and now you can hear Gene is higher than Paul is.
Yes. I like that. I always like that.
Very different guitar solo by Vinny. But I love that it's different. We don't have to have the same cookie cutter
I was just going to say that.
Music.
Yep.
It's different. I love the pause. The pause. And then doom, 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 doom. Boom, with the bass slide. And then siren. Fucking awesome. Just gives me chills to this day. And I think this is the best sounding siren I've heard on a Kiss album.
Dude, it goes on for way too long, though.
Fucking love it. Just works. And then at the end, Paul repeats the same way he does on a live. Firehouse! Oh, woo! As we say, he's always saying that because Gene just took a shit. Woo! Call the firehouse! Oh, woo! His Gene's ass just set the house on fire.
Calling Dr. Mudd. Oof.
Oh.
While I was in there, the bathroom started to smell horrible. I pulled open the curtain to see what it could be, and there was Ace sitting on the toilet taking a dump.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
And then afterwards, he says, feeling good? All right. This one's called I Love It Loud. I Love It Loud from Rockford now. They go to Rockford.
Okay, so we always talk about fatigue factor with I Love It Loud. I got no fatigue here because you're hearing I Love It Loud, which is from Creatures of the Night on the Creatures of the Night tour. It sounds badass. Gene is full-blown demonizing the song here. I love it. I love it. I mean, it's still I Love It Loud, but I love it.
Fucking awesome.
Yep.
However, this is I Love It Loud. So you know what that means? That means Gene's going to mess up the lyrics somewhere along the line.
Always.
So he doesn't say, better believe it, or we're not going to take it or leave it. The last line in almost each verse, he messes up. He doesn't say them.
Always.
I think the chorus on this is awesome. This might be the best version of it because it's the band that performed it, how it should be performed. And that's about as close as you're going to get the Eric Carr Creatures of the Night album drum sound as you'll hear live was him playing on this. I think it's absolutely fantastic, including Eric's drums. I love this version. And you want to talk about fatigue fact. Yeah, this song has got a ton of fatigue. Not on this one, though. Mm-hmm. So then Paul says, yeah, all right. I want to tell you something. You know, while we were waiting backstage to come on, we decided it was time to have a little bit of liquid refreshment.
You can spoken like a guy that's never drank in his life.
If we were hanging out and you're like, hey, I'm going to bring my friend from work with us. Do you mind? And he comes over and we're all hanging out doing our thing and say, hey, anybody want any liquid refreshments?
Yeah, I'm going to let my fingers do the walking and get.
Dude, we would be like, who brought Ned Flanders with us? Where did you find this guy? Liquid refreshments?
Yeah. That's when if you're coaching T-ball and you're offering your kids a Sunny D. That's liquid refreshment.
Some of you might be smoking grass.
Go ahead. I want to hear this little. I want to hear this little ramble here.
I'm talking about a little alcohol.
Ooh. You're so edgy.
Everybody likes the taste of alcohol once in a while, right? And then the drum. Well, we go walk over to the table, and I see. I don't know why he does the fucking
foghorn leghorn.
Yeah, I say. This bottle of Southern Comfort there, and I went, nuh-uh. Dude,
I love.
I don't know what you said, but that certainly doesn't sound like a man saying that.
Nuh-uh. Yeah. No,
That is not what you would say a man sounds like. Anyways, so I look a little further down. I see this bottle of scotch. You know that's not for us.
I love that.
I know.
You know that's not for us. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know. Now we let our fingers do the walking down to the end of the table. What do you think's down at the end of that table? Crowd, cold gin. I can't hear you. Crowd, cold gin. I can't hear you. Cold gin. Cold gin from Sioux City. Really?
It's fine. It's fine. I mean, it's a ballsy version of a boring song. They do it well, but this is a song I don't ever, anywhere, any version ever need to hear again, ever.
See, I like this version because it's 80s version of Cold Gin.
Yeah, okay.
It's not the slowed down version.
They sped it up and gave it a little. They gave it some balls. I'll give them that.
I like Vinny's guitar on this, and I like Gene's vocals. But it's interesting. He doesn't say "I'm down and out," but afterwards he says it. He doesn't say it where it's supposed to go. Then afterwards he says it, and then Paul also repeats it, which I've never heard Paul do before. Maybe I'm missing it. But he says, "I'm down and out." Like he does that.
Right.
And then Paul also repeats, "On my feet again." Like, whoa, I don't remember Paul doing that. These aren't like little ticks. These aren't
He's trying to 80s the song a little bit.
I don't know, because I thought he was just doing that because Gene forgot that line in there, and then Gene added it post that line where it's supposed to be.
Maybe.
And then Paul repeated it, kind of just to be like, I'm picking up the slack for him messing that up.
Yep.
Anyways, I think it's a decent version. And then Paul goes, "Yeah, here's something off of Creatures." What voice is he using?
I don't know.
I was like, what the hell is that? Why does he do that? "Yeah, here's something off of Creatures." And then back to his normal voice. And he's like, "This one's for all the girls out there, all the hot American, God bless them girls. This one's called Keep Me Coming."
Now, here's a song that I was not really a fan of from the studio album. This fucking version rocks. I love this version. I cannot believe it. This is such a perfect example of a song that just gets new life breathed into it when you're performing it live. And I guess I was probably a little harsh on the song to begin with, even the studio version. I know you like it, but I really
I'm
like
okay with it. I think it's the my least favorite on that, but I like it.
Okay, I thought this
I like
version was
Creatures.
Yeah, I really like this version of it. And the other thing too, to what you're saying, the backing vocals when they get to the chorus, because there's a lot of like backing up, "Keep me coming, keep me." I thought they sounded great.
So "Keep Me Coming," Sioux City. Tom, I put down what you put down. I like this so much better than the studio version.
Yeah,
the guitar is kind of funky, nice Vinny solo. It's a good version of a song that made better because I'm hearing it live. This is the stuff that we've always been asking for from Kiss. Throw a deep cut on every one of these albums or every one of these tours, and then those are the stuff we have, because then you can have them and have these deep cuts once in a while. How many of that times can you say that over the last 15, 20 years? Nothing.
Not only that, you notice what they're doing? Well, maybe I'll save this for the end, but they're playing songs from the album they're on tour for.
Yeah. Well, I think this is pretty good. So then they go right into War Machine in Sioux City.
Yeah, I mean, again, another album track off the album they're supporting, off Creatures. I like it. It sounds great. The band, this band right here has balls. We've said it a million times before. We wish that, or at least me, this band could have done more. And I love the image of this. I hate that they took their makeup off, but I get it. Anyways, War Machine sounds good. This is a song like I Love It Loud that just got beaten into the ground, and I feel like the band got tired, and I feel like the audience got tired of it as they continue to play it. But right here, it's fresh. It's right off of this brand new album. I think it sounds great.
I wrote down now, this is what a version. I think Gene's voice is so good. It's a menacing version. He fucks up the first verse again.
Always.
Be saying, "Strike down the one who leads me." Instead, says the line from the second verse, "Tear down the voice of reason." And then the second verse, instead of saying "tear down the voice of reason," he repeats the line from the second verse, "Take the reins of power and seize them." I get it's a lot of words, Gene, but he's been ruining these songs for years.
And they've been playing them for 40 fucking years, and he still finds a way to mangle them.
So all these people, Gene's losing it. Gene's dude, this is straight from the tour when it came out. He was doing that.
Yep.
Anyways, I think Vinny's solo is so awesome on this, but alas, no siren on this one.
No, sorry.
They go into I Want You from Houston, Texas. Go ahead.
Here's a song I've never really attached myself to. It's not bad. To me, the standout part of this song is Ace's solo. Obviously, Ace isn't here. It's not bad. This is a song for me that needs Ace doing the main riff and especially the solo. This is just okay for me here.
So if I didn't know any better, and I was wondering which song, name me the one song that's not from Rockford or Sioux City.
Oh, 100%.
I would say this.
Yep.
It's the one song that sounds a little off.
Yeah. Yep.
Beginning sounded weird.
Yep.
Almost like the wrong key or something. Again, I'm not a musician, but it sounds darker. The solo is different. It's a weird version. And it didn't sound right. It didn't sound good at all.
No, I agree.
It ends with this weird noise that sounds like an airplane taking off when you're in a plane. I don't know what the hell that was. The monster from Lost.
And the only thing I can think of is, I don't know if they were going into the next track on the Houston tour set list.
You know what I think it was? They were going into Vinny's solo and they cut it off.
Oh, probably. There you go. Probably.
Right?
Yep.
And so that was cut. And that's why they're like, well, we're going to have Gene solo. What about the guitar? Fuck him.
Fuck that. That ain't happening.
Eric solos and Gene solos in there. They're like, cut Vinny's out.
Yep.
Vinny Vincent doesn't have a solo. There's no way that's not happening in a concert. There's no way.
Right.
And somehow it's not on here. So I think that's what they cut out.
Yep.
Anyways, Paul, I want to know, Houston, are you having a good time?
Yeah, it's okay. Thanks, Paul. That's good.
Right into Rock and Roll Hell from Rockford.
Dude, again, fucking incredible. Not only are you playing a song off the album you're supporting on tour, you're ripping out a fucking deep cut, one of my favorite songs off of Creatures. You're never going to hear this live ever again. And guess what? You didn't until the Kiss Cruise in 2016. It took them over 40 years to ever play this again live. I love it. Love it.
So Rock and Roll Hell, I love the chugging guitars, the backing vocals again.
Love it.
Just epic, in my opinion.
Yep.
Great version of
So
the
good.
song. Good Vinny solo. I like at the end when he says, get me out of this. Get me out of this. Get me out of this. And then in Rock and Roll Hell, like he doesn't say out of this Rock and Roll Hell.
Yeah.
He just cuts that off. It's just very different. And I wonder if they would probably continue doing it that way if they played the song more. But anyways, let's go into a song that they will play for the next 20, 30 years. And that's I Still Love You from Sioux City.
I mean, again, I'll give him credit. You're supporting your album. I like that. I don't know. I mean, look, every time anybody talks about I Still Love You, they talk about Paul's vocals, which are great. I just think the song is just okay. It's too long. It's too melodramatic. It would have been good on a solo album, but I don't know. Maybe I'm in the minority here. I just think it's a downer and I know it builds and builds and it gets bombastic near the end. He sounds great. The band sounds good. This song just never really did anything for me.
I will compare this to something else. I Still Love You. Yes. Musically, it's good. Vocally, it's good. I get it. It reminds me of Rush. Like, oh yeah, I'll give him credit. I just don't know the song.
Yeah, exactly. Me too.
So I can appreciate fucking Susan Boyle singing Ave Maria, but I don't want to hear it. I'm sorry.
There's a Susan Boyle reference I didn't predict. She doesn't look like she can't sing.
She doesn't look like she can win a beauty contest.
That ain't happening.
No, but you get my point.
Yeah.
I can appreciate you doing that, I don't want to hear Susan Boyle. Oh, we're going to go to concerts. He's here. Oh, okay.
I'm not going.
Oh, an acrobat is exciting and they're very talented. I don't want to see acrobats. I don't get.
I'd rather see an acrobat than hear Paul sing "I Still Love You."
Yeah, there you go. But anyways, Eric and Paul's, Vinny's, it's a good. They do a good job because it's the band that did it.
Correct.
Right? So
I agree.
I think
Yes.
so. That's what sticks out.
Yep.
Anyways, Paul. Yeah. All right. I can't see you there. You go. All right.
That's because there's no one there, Paul. The place is fucking half empty.
Is everybody having a good time?
No.
You're very defensive about that, right? Insecure. All right. What's he say? I see one asshole over there giving the finger up here. What?
Oh, wait, it gets better. Keep going.
You keep that up, and we're going to take your girlfriend backstage and show her what a wimp you are.
What? What does that mean? So we're going to go fuck your girlfriend, and that's going to show that you're a wimp? What are we doing?
No, he's not saying that.
What is he saying?
We're going to show him that you're a wimp.
But what is he going to do with the girlfriend? I don't understand. You see what I'm saying?
When was the last time an aggressive male in a fight would say, "You're a wimp"?
Somebody spat in my face.
I don't think that's what happened, Paul. But we're going to show him what a wimp you are? Why? Are we going to pull his pants down in front of everybody?
That's what I mean. So, okay. So I have
Sparky the Clown's there. He's going to do some backflips.
So I have a problem with what you're doing, Zeus. So I'm going to take your girlfriend and show her what a wimp you are. What am I going to do to her? Am I going to bend her over? And
how does that show her what a wimp you are?
That's what I'm
saying. I'm going to bring your girlfriend and I'll show her what a real man is like. Like you would say, like Rick Rude would say.
Is that what?
Not what a wimp you are. Why? Because I'm going to bend him over?
But are we supposed to imply that Paul's going to bang the girlfriend?
I think he's implying the way it sounds like he's going to bang the guy. He's gonna fucking Diddy him.
I don't think
he's gonna fucking Sean Puffy Diddler him.
Maybe that's what he was referring to earlier in the show. And he said somebody's trying to give me a hand job.
I'm telling you, how else would you say to the female, "We're gonna show you your boyfriend's a wimp"?
The only thing
we're going to do something to him.
No,
not to you.
Either that, or he's implying I'm going to fuck your girlfriend so good that she's going to think that you are a wimp because I'm going to fuck her good and you can't.
I don't see it that way. I see the way he's describing it is I'm going to emasculate you in front of her. Why? Are you going to give him a hand job?
By fucking your girlfriend in front of, I don't know. Maybe he's going to cuck him.
I don't think that came out correct.
I don't either.
Now, all the rest of you, if you want a little rock and roll, all you got to do is shout it out loud.
Dude. No. This song just doesn't sound good live ever. I don't want to hear it. Nope.
I don't need it.
Nope.
I think this is my most tired Kiss song.
It's just, yeah.
I agree. I'm being serious. This is probably the most tired Kiss song for me. Probably. Anyway, Sioux City, I just put generic version.
Yeah.
There's no spaceman part. Everybody shout it now. I love it when Tommy does that.
I do too.
Everybody shout it now. And then you got Gene Bass solo, Sioux City.
Yeah. Whatever. Why is that
Scooby-Doo ghost music?
So let me ask you this. Do you prefer you're a CD guy, okay? I know that we don't like these, but do you prefer that it's its own track and not part of a song? So you can skip it, right? So you can skip it. Okay. Me too.
Dude,
because I hate like the next track, I hate how it's part of a song. So make it its own track so I can skip it.
I mean, I still love the bell clanging.
Yeah. No, I think that's cool.
Technically, you get that imagery when you hear all these weird sounds. And it's now it's 82 version of Gene doing the blood and all that.
Yeah, you can play it in your head.
right? And you can, so the music's a little different. You can pick up on stuff. People might like it. It's a separate track. So I get that why it's there. It makes sense. And I love the bell. All right. So then they go into God of Thunder and Rockford. Okay. So remember, I told you that like maybe my favorite version of God of Thunder might be from that Vegas show that they have. Kiss Rocks Vegas, whatever it is, that DVD, CD live thing.
Yep.
Because it's just the music. There's no drum solo. There's no stupid stuff. You can play it and it's like 3.5 to 4 minute song live. Try doing that with a live 2 or this.
Right.
This is a 10-minute or more song. Anyways, go ahead.
No, this was really weird that like, look, I love Eric. Drum solos when done correctly are good. This first of all, God of Thunder, incredible fatigue for me. It's very hard for me to enjoy this song anymore. And then you mix it in with a drum solo. The track is almost 11 minutes long. No, that doesn't work for me here.
All right,
nope.
So I will say this. I love Gene's voice in this. He's very demon voice, very menacing and dark.
Yep.
It's a different solo, much different. I like that because I get a different version of this.
It's
song
different. I agree.
Vinny's singing. Okay.
Yep.
The drum solo goes from 3:20 to 9:23.
Imagine that
6-minute drum solo. Eric Kahn, the drums.
Nope.
I get people like it. Some people, whatever. It is.
That's way too long.
Yeah. Then you have the demon voice, and there's something like what's that guy from Batman again? That voice, the bad guy.
Bane
voice comes
Bane.
On. I'm the Lord. And then it goes into Gene's regular voice. I'm Martin Man of Steel. And then what the fuck? It goes right back to Gene's voice. And then at the end of the song at 10:18, Gene says, yeah. And then that voice comes back. The Bane voice goes, I'm like, what the hell's going on? I think there's a glitch here.
Yeah.
I don't know. The version is good. I just think the drum solo in the middle kills it.
Yep.
I like the way they do it. I love Gene's vocals on this. Very, very demon. And that's it. And for some part, Tom, are you happy? There's no Black Diamond, Love Gun, Rock and Roll All Night.
Okay. I'm not going to spoil disc 5, but
Deuce or anything else.
Yeah. This is really odd why they did this. Because disc 5 has more of Rockford, Illinois. It has more of Houston. It has more of Sioux City. So I don't understand this. I mean, maybe somebody who knows more about this than we do can figure this out why they did it. But yeah, I mean, it's 14 tracks, technically 13 because one of the 14 is Gene's bass solo. But here's what I'll say. 14 tracks, 6 songs from Creatures of the Night. That's what a fucking band should be doing when they're supporting a new album. Yeah. I love that. And I do. And the other thing, they mix in some classics. I know that they're beaten into the ground. Strutter, Calling Dr. Love, Firehouse, Cold Gin, I Want You, Shout It Out Loud, God of Thunder. I think it's a good set list. I'm a little bit surprised. And again, I don't want to spoil too much of Discs 5 reviews, but I'm a little bit surprised that there isn't anything off of Love Gun here. There's really nothing off of, Hotter Than Hell here. So the selection, 2 songs off of Rock and Roll Over. So it's kind of a weird setup.
All right. I'm not saying it in that sense. I'm asking you in the sense that you have a live album and you don't have Rock and Roll Night Black Diamond. Are you like, oh, this stinks, I can't have this?
No, not at all. Not at all. No.
You're not missing it.
No.
You don't think this is fake because you don't have the songs that have been plastered on every live album of all time.
No, I like it because it's different. It's something that we don't have.
Okay.
I like it.
All right. So, Tom.
Yes.
First thing we're going to do is we're going to name our 5 tracks that stood out for us.
Okay.
What are your 5?
All right. Number 5, I'm going with Firehouse. Love the song and I love the version that they do here. And then the next 4, I Love It Loud, War Machine, Keep Me Coming, Rock and Roll Hell. 4 songs off of Creatures, the album that they're in support of on the tour. They all sound awesome. They all sound badass. And 2 of them we've never heard live before with Rock and Roll Hell and Keep Me Coming. And then the versions of songs, War Machine and I Love It Loud. This is pre-Fatigue era Kiss, so I think they sound great.
Tom, for the first time probably ever, I agree with all 5 of yours.
Whoa!
I agree with all 5. I think
Wow.
those 4 songs, War Machine and I Love It Loud, just a different life into them.
Yep.
Having those guys do that. And then obviously both of us are going to agree on the 2 deep cuts that don't get played, Rock and Roll.
That's
Hell
absolutely.
and Keep Me Coming.
Yep.
But I also love this version of Firehouse. I do.
Yep.
So that to me is the 5 standouts as well.
Nice.
All right, Tom. We're going to rank now the album cover, compare that to the album covers of live albums we've reviewed so far. So, Tom, I'm just going to read I'm going to read the albums that we've reviewed so far first. So we've done Kiss Alive 2, Kiss Alive 3, You Wanted the Best, You Got the Best, Destroyer Box Set Disc 4, Off the Soundboard Tokyo, Off the Soundboard Virginia Beach, Donington, Des Moines, Poughkeepsie, and San Antonio. What are your rankings, Tom?
So my ranking right now for covers, at number 11, I have Off the Soundboard Virginia Beach, then Off the Soundboard Tokyo, Off the Soundboard Donington, Off the Soundboard Des Moines, Kiss Alive 3, You Wanted the Best, You Got the Best, Off the Sound Poughkeepsie, Off the Soundboard San Antonio, Destroyer Box Set Disc 4, Paris 1976, Kiss Alive, and Kiss Alive 2. I love this cover. I love that it's a collage. I love that you have some incredible band photos. You got some incredible Gene photos. You got Vinny in makeup. I think this fucking cover absolutely rips. I'm putting it at number 3.
Wow.
I'm putting it right behind Kiss Alive 2 and Kiss Alive 1.
All right, Tom. So for me, 11 to 1, the first, are all off the soundboard. So I got Poughkeepsie, Virginia Beach, Tokyo, Donington, Des Moines, San Antonio. Then at number 5, I've got You Wanted the Best, You Got the Best, Kiss Alive 3, Destroyer Box Set Disc 4, Kiss Alive 2, Kiss Alive 1 is number 1 for me, best cover. So I am going to go and put this one at number 4. I'm going to put this underneath Destroyer Box Set Disc 4, Paris.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. All right. Now let's go to the actual album. Want to read your rankings?
Yep. So the ranking of the actual live albums that we've done so far: number 11, Off the Soundboard Virginia Beach, Off the Soundboard Tokyo, You Wanted the Best, You Got the Best, Destroyer Box Set Disc 4, Paris 76, Off the Soundboard Poughkeepsie, San Antonio, Donington, Kiss Alive 3, Off the Soundboard Des Moines 77, and then Kiss Alive 2. Okay. This is tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's got Vinny. It's the Creatures tour. I'm putting it at 5.
Okay.
Yep. Putting it at 5.
So
I can't put it above. It's gonna.
Reunion.
Yeah. I'm putting it right. I'm putting it above Donington and right below Kiss Alive.
Okay. All right. Makes sense. All right, Tom. I am going to read mine from 11 to 1. Off the Soundboard Virginia Beach, then Tokyo, then You Wanted the Best, You Got the Best. Donington, San Antonio is 7. Destroyer at 6. Poughkeepsie at 5. Alive 3 at 4. Off the Soundboard Des Moines 77 is 3. Alive 2 is 2. Alive 1 is number 1. And I don't think that's ever going to change. I am putting this at number 5 because the novelty of Mark St. John is not better than the novelty of Vinnie Vincent Kiss.
Fair enough.
So,
Fair enough. Okay.
And I was wondering why disc 4 box set Destroyer isn't higher. And then you reminded me the sound quality is horrendous.
Oh, it's trash. It's awful. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, Tom, that's our rankings. And what we do next, Tom, is this.
Hey, what is this? 20 fucking questions?
All right, buddy. What's the question of the week?
That's our question of the week. This comes from our buddy John Restano, a.k.a. Junior Vintage Mr. Antonio 2005. Given the latest episode and talking about the best non-makeup songs, in Good Girl Gone Bad or Silver Spoon would get my vote. Oh, here's a good one, Zeus. We like questions like this.
Mm-hmm.
What Kiss song from these non-makeup albums is the absolute worst? And you must pick one for Gene and Paul to perform in Vegas for all the diehards.
So that kind of almost contradicts itself. It's the worst. Why do I have to pick it? Am I trying to punish people?
Yes, that's kind of it's kind of the joke. It's like pick a terrible song and make them perform it in Vegas.
Oh, I mean, I would probably say Boomerang is probably the worst.
Ditto for me. Yes.
Yeah.
What about another one? If you have to have Paul sing one, Gene sing one.
Well, that's Boomerang, right? Paul,
yep.
I would probably have him sing. What's that? It Never Goes Away from Carnival Souls. One of those terrible songs from Carnival.
I'm not gonna lie, Eddie. I love you. I'll fight hell to hold you is fucking horrendous. I can't, and I would want to embarrass Paul by trying to make him sing it.
No, you're an asshole.
Of course I am.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's a fun question. We've talked about some of our worst songs. That's what we do here. We're negative. That's what we like to do here. So. But John Restano, great question, buddy. We love that. We love when people submit questions because we do one every week. So get yours in. Thank you, John.
Tom, where can people find us?
The website's the best place. Our new designed and refreshed website, shoutitoutloudcast.com. That's you can find everything you want to know about our show, including a link directly there on the homepage about buying our book, Raise Your Glasses. If you haven't gotten it yet, I don't know what's wrong with you. Get another copy. Buy one for your mom. Buy one for your dad. Buy one for your girlfriend. Whatever you want, they're all there. And then, of course, links to all.
They don't have girlfriends.
That's a good point. Fair enough. Buy one for your boyfriend, unless you're a wimp. Everything is there. Dorm Damage episodes, album review crew, Zeppelin Chronicles, links to all of our friend shows, our guests, everything. So much great stuff there. And, of course, links to our Amazon shopping page, links to our merch, links to our Patreon, links to our social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky, whatever the hell that is. Good luck. I love it. Whatever you want to do. And, of course, our email, shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. Please fire away and send us. We read each and every one of your emails, and we try to get to all of them during the show. So continue to do that. And, of course, we always like to say that we are a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast network of shows.
Yeah, you can always DM us on Twitter, X, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, motherfucker, Blue Sky, wherever you want to. Check out our Spotify playlist. Tom sets those up. It's you go to Spotify and you check our Shout Out Loudcast profile, not the podcast, and you can see our playlist there. In addition to that, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're dropping new clips all the time now, so you want to be part of that and help the show. You subscribe and like and follow and do all that fun stuff. In addition to that, make sure you give us one of those 5-star child reviews on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Facebook, wherever you can. Again, another way to help the show. Another way to help the show is to give us a 5-star review on Amazon for our book, Raise Your Glasses. Still selling well, still doing well, and we're really proud of it, and we thank you guys for supporting us and purchasing Raise Your Glasses on Amazon. And in addition to that, you can always go and get our merch and find anything you can think of about Shout It Out Loudcast right on our website at shoutitoutloudcast.com, shoutitoutloudcast.com. We always like to end with famous last words. Do you have any?
Of course. He's on the edge. He can feel it in his heart. This time, the pressure's really on. He's going to fight it. Might even steal a guitar. This time, tomorrow, he'll be gone. Whoa.
Your fears are slipping away. Each little bite lets me know that you're ripe. You're thinking maybe you'll stay. Now that you're burning to know. Oof. Tom, Loudcasters, Kiss Army, thank you.
Guys, you're the best. Thank you for everything. Patreon, Loudcasters, Trial by Fire Tards, Rock and Roll Hell Tards. Zeus, as always, my friend, thank you.
Peace out, Girl Scout. Hit the music. What I'd like now is for all you fat, out-of-shape, worldwide kiss-tards to keep the noise down while I show your ladies what a real sexy man looks like.
Listen, all you people out there sitting on rented furniture, settle down.
Cut the music. Anybody seen Richie? Anybody know why Richie did Bobby Lupo?